fucking computer. No, I had to take a shit. And didn't fall asleep. I fell asleep. Probably wouldn't be here right now. Guess everybody went home. How's that phone? Hello, hello. It's a hangout, I guess. So, just put it out there. Copy. All right. How do you pin it to the top the way Ross does? I'll now pin this to the top. Oh, no. Guess I have to go into the thing. Yeah. Be working overtime. What? Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. And going here, I guess. That. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Now it's pinned. Just wait, Mr. Big Ross. I had the pinned message. Awesome. Now it's pinned to the top. Oh, yeah. All right. Now, anybody can join at any point, at any time. It's pinned. I'm like a big timer now. Yeah, that's right. Now, like Ross and all the other big timers in stream. That's right. Yeah, that's right. I guess so. Yeah, that's right. No, actually, most of those bands were an hour late. That's right. Not going to be like that. Okay. I'm not upset, man. Come on in, everybody. Yeah, man. I was late. You don't have to be on time either. That's right. Everybody can be late, man. It's cool. I'm not mad. Yeah. It's just a hangout tonight, man. I'm working on a stream. Sent a friend a message that we talked late last night. Won't say one thing about it to me. I gave you a couple of choices to do the comic book trivia. They were comics. Probably wouldn't be straight on here. It would be on here and hats and everything else. It's good because people might come by and go, "We don't like comic books, douche." They're probably going to do that anyway. Plus, I know them from Twitter. It's hard to put like a thick, hey, what's up, aggro? A thing, like a link from one of these setups to Twitter DM, I think. I don't know. Well, maybe I can put it from the phone. It's just easier. Plus, trivia content. You can do it anywhere, really. All are welcomed. That's right. You can join Jeff's house with me. Yeah, that's right. I stole Donnie's uncle's house. That's right. Or maybe I'm via satellite from it. That's right. I could be. You don't know. Maybe I'll upload some other pictures of stuff, other better backgrounds. Yeah, that's right. In the future, I won't be going live from my bedroom. I might be going live from somewhere else in a new apartment. Then you won't have a bed over there. It really will feel like I'm in Jeff's house or somewhere else. I might have a different background. Who knows? I might have the ship of the Enterprise. Then the whole Star Trek thing. That'd be cool. Upload another picture. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You guys do that. Everybody have a good week so far, or a good weekend. Then rest in this. Nothing. I was away. Oh, I had to take a shit. And then somehow I was having technical difficulties getting on here. This fucking computer. So frustrating. I was having trouble loading a new tab for fucking Chrome. It's stupid, manupit. That's right. Well, maybe I'll ask Mr. Ross. Great headphones, a great mic for the new computer. Tomorrow night, I'll have the man's full attention on the state of the RDA and Hangout joint. I don't know. I didn't count. It's a bunch. I did cook the sausage in the pan. It's pretty fucking good. I've got some more for later with the pasta. That's right. Browned on all sides. That's right. Pretty fucking good. Never know. Cooking with Jennifer and Big Game Nut in the future. That's right. Maybe he could be your cameraman. That's right. When you cook, he holds the camera. That's right. I watch that. Yeah. What's that? If you do it like 7 o'clock, I'm saying she gave me a great cooking tip. In the future, it could be cooking with Jennifer, cameraman, Big Game Nut. That's right. I'd watch that show. You make it like 7 o'clock at night, and then while I'm watching the show, I start cooking what you're cooking. To me, it's not about wrenches anymore. Everybody fucking wants one. Jesus. I don't see any trolls come around here anyways. Oh, there you go. One of my dad's college buddies died recently. It was pretty sad. It's probably the only one I met. Well, I told him, at least you got to see him as you guys were getting like really much older. Right. Yeah, he lives out on the other coast near my sister. That's kind of sad. And whenever I go visit her sometimes, or we would go, we get to see him. His name was Steven. I'm not going to say his last name. Right. People call him by his last name. It's kind of like what you call him, but or they go by Steven. He's cool. Probably some of the other college buddies my dad lost contact with. You know, you get older, some friends you grow apart from. Yeah. It's just the way it is in life. Hey, man. I felt too many people had them. And I'm like, yeah, I lost a wrench in my friend Ross's chat. I didn't make a big deal out of it. Yeah. Yep. I took his away too. There you go, man. He's not about him. And plus, there were some people that are barely ever here that had these things. And that's why I cleaned the house. I'm like, but like, when is Matthew Weaver ever here? Hey, what's up, Nat Quo? Nat Quo in the house. That sucks. That sucks. Sorry to R.I.P. Rocky. Sorry to hear that, man. That sucks. It's horrible. Sorry for your friend's loss, man. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, like I haven't seen Caesar here around these parts in a long time. Took his away too. I'm like, yeah. And, you know, some people still come here. I thought, right on. Anybody can come up that wants to come up. I pinned the thing up. We'll just hang out for a while. Yeah, let's show. Well, those that watch with apologies, I'm gonna have news for those guys. I didn't mean to say Shrike flag Merch's channel. Merch is not an RDA problem, and you know, you don't have to flag his channel or anything. Just keep on mocking him. Just keep on trolling him till he decides, you know what, this whole grifting thing isn't working out. I'll get a real job. Right. I think that's really the point with him. Right. But you know, that's just what I would do with him. Keep on mocking, keep on trolling. I mean, that's all you really can do with a pathetic loser like him. I mean, that's that. I'll speak on this with them on Sunday too. That's all you really can do. Just mock him till he's like, you know what? I'm pretty done over here. Right, or just troll him until he goes absolutely nuts and checks himself into a mental hospital. It's either way. He decides to get a real job or he just goes nuts. Either way. Right. Thanks, man. That's what I would suggest. That's what they're already doing. So just keep on doing it. Yeah. Sure, we'll address that. I've been in the merch hating Reddit way, so I'm sure they'll want to hear stuff I've done, like things I've voted on and all that. Right. And comments I've said. So there'll be that to run through on Sunday. Should be interesting, I think. All right, let me. No. If I'm. Not create a new tab. No. So sorry, I lost it for a minute. I just wanted to go to something else for just a minute. All right, put something in here and paste on that. All right, there we go. There we go. Just want to get that link. Yeah. Get that. Yeah, that's right. All right. All right, I will have probably 1 or 2 exclusive videos per month if you sign up for that. All right. And in the future, if I'm able to take silk screen classes and stuff, I will have I'll see if they're available. Hopefully they're available because I like to make mugs that have a picture of Ian Ellis and say 40 and white, failed at life. What idea. Maybe make a t-shirt like that too, possibly. Or another t-shirt design. Who knows? And make a mug that has a picture of Jimmer for exclusive merch for fans. And there's no. I'll see if it's possible. I gotta walk there. Well, I take about a 30+ minute walk. There is the Westchester Community Workshop. Yeah, you could take art classes and stuff there. I don't think for credit, so for no credit. Yeah, that's like the uncredited workshop. It's fine. Right, I think you could probably take silkscreen classes there. Learn stuff. Right. And I'll probably make stuff with like paintings and stuff for everybody. That means it wouldn't be like, you sign for the Patreon, you get exclusive stuff comes with it. So that would be like this t-shirt. Like that would be extras just for everybody, as in they would cost, right? But maybe I'll make an exclusive t-shirt for Patreons, maybe a coffee mug that has Jimmer on it. It says, Bubble cops up and says, I'm an Asian guy. And then you see a picture of me. The bubble says, I can't believe I used to know this fucking douche or something. Right. I would probably do it. Yeah, I make it, you know. Yeah, I would do it. I'm not going to get a guy to do it. Take the silk screen classes. I could do it myself. Therefore, I would get all the money. The guy would make a t-shirt that says, I respect women 125% and charge $2 less than Joe charges for his shirts. Find out. That's right. And what's he going to be able to say about it? Nothing at all. You respect them 110, 125. I don't know about that. Sometimes it's freaking 20 degrees out. Nah. No, I don't feel like doing that. Just plus, I live on the 5th floor. True, I move. I might not live on there might not be 5 floors in the new apartment. I have no idea. No idea. Wilson. That's right. I don't know. Future looks great, and I'm wearing shades. That's right. Never know what could happen in the future. Hey, you never know. Ken TV wands. That's right. That might happen. I'll see. If I can learn how to make wands, that'd be great. Or maybe he's the wand guy. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. Helen, aren't you off in like 4 minutes? Hey! What's up, Bellan? What's shaking, dude? What's shaking, man? Okay. All right, let me do it. All right, I did that. Bump, bump, bump. Yeah. Anybody that wants to pop up, I pinned the thing up there. Yeah. All right, fine, man. I gotta get my phone. Hold on. Where's that? Yeah. Sometimes I don't even know where it is. So dark in here. Well, I had it on me when I started this. Over here, over there. Fuck it ain't. Share. Yeah. No, the thing should be pinned. I didn't pin anything. Pin your comment. Did I pin the stream link? Let me see. Damn it, I pinned the wrong thing. Fuck. This is a problem. I pinned the wrong fucking thing. No. And you can't unpin something? Fuck. You see? I meant to pin the StreamYard link. This is the fucking worst. No. Why can't you just remove the fucking All right, there we are. Should be unpinned now. Unpin message. Message unpinned. All right, I'll put the link back. Okay, the message is unpinned. I'll put the fucking thing back up. Okay. All right. And yeah. Copy. Yeah. It's all right, man. Okay, paste. Yeah, boom, up. Okay, and now there's a new message in there. Okay, new message. Look at this. Okay, good. This. No, oh, Jesus. This message right here. Yeah, now I pinned the right message. Yeah. Cool. All right, now anybody can get up here that wants to. It's all right, man. No, if people join these things right away, anyways. No, Limp Bizkit was more new metal than anything. Also, rap and metal. All right, that's the right thing. Pin. All right, hold on. It might lose me again for a minute. Be right back. I want to get the Patreon thing pinned again. I mean, linked again. Be back in a sec. Be here. All right. Bookmark. Be right back. Yeah. It's disappeared for 1 minute, man. All right. All right. Yeah. I'm right here, man. That's right. That's right. I am back. Hello, I am back. All right, and now, as I'll share the show, share a link. Someone suggested earlier. Mm-hmm. This suggested. No. All right. What the hell? Anyway. Hey, what's up, K-Town? Well, I did share the link and something. Yes. If I share it everywhere, I'll have some douche complaining. You're spamming all the chats with it. There you go. You don't share it. Somebody comes and goes, isn't that a share link? You share it everywhere. Stop spamming. But then everybody shares that everywhere and they don't get yelled at. Oh, because they're not live. That's right. That's right. What's up, Cosmic Cam? Or not Cosmic. Same thing. The thing is up there. The link is up. It's pinned, basically. That's right. You want to drop in? Drop in, man. That's right. Right. And boom. Share a little bit more. That's right. All right. Go there. All right. Let's see. All right. See other communities unaware that this is live. All right. Boom. I'll see. That's good, man. I shared it. Sharing is caring. That's right. The day went on. That's right. There. Weapon's pretty good for a Tuesday. And Cosmic, I really thought about what Ian said. I said I didn't care. You know, it's when Ian was saying I'm a stream whore. People have said that before, and I'm like, yeah, they're kind of right. And I thought about sometimes I even know why I'm in streams. I looked back. Yeah, he's right. I don't even know why I'm in streams. What's up, Australian else? Yeah, and I'm like, you know what? What? I should be watching higher quality streams for one thing. Participate in better ones too. I'll be selective now before I come into somebody's stream. I won't just come in because they put a fucking link out. Come in because I want to participate and I really like the content. Right. Or I won't be whoring myself out and I'll be going live less. Therefore, maybe the broadcasts I'm doing and participating in are quality. I don't know, Mr. Australian Ellis. You have to be on with Don. It begins with Don. Don's on vacation, man. When Don comes back, go on with Don. And then when you're in there, you'll get the energy. Because Don's not talking the whole time. Everybody takes a turn and they talk, I guess. No, I decided not to go on with him anymore. Sometimes I like his Wednesday night nerd show when he just nerds out on shit. Right. But, I could just watch from the crowd and then go watch something else. Well, I'm saying you won't see me popping up in like random streams. That's all. That's pretty funny. Yeah. It was a funny thing. That's it. Yeah. Maybe I will. All right. Put the word out there. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think this is of quality, and I'm going to try and do a comic book trivia with my friend, with a friend of mine, Stephen Pena. Yeah, that's what he calls himself on Twitter and Periscope. He uses his actual name. There are a few people out there, a couple Steves that do it. My friend Revolutionary McInnes. I think Rev. I think that's probably his real last name. I don't know. I will, but why don't you just tell people I'm a comedian? Yeah. 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 I'll try and do that, I guess. For now on, if I come up in Frank's stream or something, or war or something, you know what, man? I've heard Australian Ellis say some stuff that might seem a little mean, but that person, Brutal Mafia, they've put some fucking strange ass trolling shit messages next to my videos. It gave me no way to respond. And I'm like, how cool is that? That I had to hide the message just to get the hell off there. Yeah. I'll have to bring that issue up. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's kind of weird. I wonder where Helen is. I thought it was off work by now, and Mr. Cosmic, and a few others. I guess everybody's busy right now. All right, man. Why? All right. The same, man. This is a hang. Like, it's a StreamYard, dude. People must join the stream, I guess. I'm listening. All right. Well, is that what Brutal Mafia has done? If so, that's not good. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah. You know, if I'm going to go around saying that, I like to see some receipts. Yeah, that's right. What? This Bell?
Hello?
Oh, is this Bell? Oh,
No.
you?
No, you.
No, you. Who is this?
No, you.
No, you. I think. Hello, Bell. Is this you?
Hello? No, it's you. How you doing, Kenny?
Very good. Who is this? Is this?
It's Ian Ellis, LLC Records.
Is this Australian Alice?
This is Australian Ellis.
Okay.
How are you, buddy?
I'm pretty good. Well, I'm saying, well, it has a brutal mafia person threatened to kill people. Is that for real?
Yeah, it's kind of. It's more implied.
Implied. All right.
You know.
Well, I'm
You know
saying,
how they, you know the messages you were, but you know the messages you were saying that they leave you. They've done the same thing to me, where you check the message, the notifications are there, but the message actually isn't when you click on it. But I just
yeah.
screenshot the note of what it. Yeah, it's weird, eh? Like it'll always be some like vague threat.
Yeah. It's bizarre.
Yeah, I know it's weird because you don't really get a chance to respond.
Yeah, I didn't really screenshot it. I just hit it because I just wanted to get the hell out there. But you know, yeah,
You should have left a comment just saying "No, you."
no, I couldn't comment on it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I used to get those messages off Brutal all the time, but you just laugh at him enough and he kind of goes away because he gets sick of being laughed at.
Yeah.
That's the key. You just got to laugh at all these people and they can't handle that. So, what's the topics of the day, President Ken?
Well, we could brief get into this. I mean, Bell brought up what am I going to do about merch, and like the guy that that hacky comedian. My first gut reaction was flag his channel, but that's going a little harsh, right? Just continue to mock and troll him, and maybe he'll get like the thing that like maybe I don't belong on the internet. Maybe he'll get that clue, right?
Right.
That's
I
all you
heard that
really
you've
can
taken
do
over
with
the
the guy.
Reddit.
What?
I heard that you're the new head of the r/mersh. You've taken over from Jesse PS.
No, I've just been on there. I'm not trying to be the head. I've only been in there a couple times. Yeah.
So you're not running the show there?
No, I'm basically just doing it so I come on Sunday and I go, you know, I've been in the merch hating Reddit.
So you're just doing it to brag, are you?
No, I'm doing it so they go, all right, what did you look at in there today? So then there's something, I get like a moment on the show where you're like, all right, shut up. We were going over this. No, he goes, we want to hear what's in the Reddit. So I get the spotlight, you see?
Right. So
right.
you're guaranteeing yourself some airtime and with apologies.
Yes. If you bring them something, Ian will give you attention and you'll get the focus. This is how you win airtime. I mean,
right. Right, so
And,
you're not
and
doing it for the. Are you doing it for the good of the show, or it sounds pretty self-serving? What the reason why you're doing
I'm
this?
doing it. I am doing it for the good of the show because I definitely hate merch. Yeah, like most of us
Good,
do. And
that's
I'm
it.
yeah, and I'm not gonna be what he was saying a stream whore anymore. I'm focusing my time on
Ah,
other things like stuff I need to do for with apologies,
yeah, yeah.
content for my own streams, and other things like
I
painting and
um
all
I
that.
did hear. I do agree with Ian when he said that when you do so much like all the time, if you
Yeah,
spread yourself too thin,
yeah,
you
no,
know,
no,
and like if you just put on one or two good shows a week instead of 8
right,
substandard ones,
yeah,
yeah,
oh,
I think that's a good idea.
and plus sometimes I look around, even in like not just YouTube. Like I'd be in a Periscope call, and I'm like, why am I still up? Why am I here? I should be here now. It's like it's like 4:30 in the morning. Why am I here? Or whatever.
Well, looks like a pretty nice. You got a pretty nice house there, Kenny.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't even know why I'm here. That would be my whole thing on it. I don't even
Yeah,
know
yeah.
why I'm
I
here.
could imagine. Look, I don't do
Yeah.
this as I don't host anything or anything like that, but I could imagine that would be a predicament to go on air and have
Uh,
nothing to talk about. But it makes me wonder why. Why do you go on air? Like if you got nothing to talk about, that boggles my head.
well, this is just a hangout right now.
I do love your music shows. I think your music shows are awesome.
Thank you. You mean like the old ones?
Any of them. I saw the one that you were doing the other day where Mersh was in there.
Oh, that. All right. Yeah.
Remember that one where Mersh was
Uh,
pestering you and you were
yeah,
going through
yeah.
your vinyls?
I'm just saying. Well, yeah, those might end. Those are nerd things. I don't really have anything to nerd out about much. I mean, I'm running out of
You've
things.
talked about it all.
Yeah, I mean,
Have you talked about everything?
I've got the comic book trivia I might do one night, and yeah, stuff I'm
So,
designing. Perhaps one day, I might just cut the YouTube off haps and then do like then I can actually play music because
right.
there's
See,
nobody
I
coming
was going to
around.
propose.
Yeah.
I was going to propose to you, but I don't know how YouTube works exactly with copyrighted music and playing it and stuff. But I think
No,
that
you
you'd do
can't.
good with a. Yeah, I know, but isn't there some way that you can do it if you don't want monetization or anything like
Mm,
that?
but I do
Like,
want
isn't there a legit?
monetization. I do want
Yeah, I know,
monetization
but
so much.
yeah, I know, but like,
Yeah.
here's the thing: is you could bolster your Patreon numbers. You know,
Mm,
like you don't have to get paid through the YouTube itself, but if you put on a good enough show, I think that you would get people willing to donate. That's how I kind of, choose how I
yeah,
support people is if
yeah,
the
but I'm
content's
saying
good enough, I'll buy
right,
in.
right. I'm saying like I'd probably just do a once a week show if I cut this off, and I'd probably do Twitter live and everything else. Once I master OBS, twice a week doing music. Probably Thursdays, 8 to 10. Fridays, 8 to probably like 9:30 or 10.
So here's the thing: is like I know
Yeah,
that you like punk music and you like. Do you like ska music or
yeah.
am I?
But it
Yeah,
wouldn't
you
be
like ska. So
strictly it wouldn't be strictly ska music all the way because I know the general public is
right, but
going to
like, what
go.
if you? So there's so many directions you could take a music show in, but like an obvious one to me would be if it's things that you're passionate about, focus on one band for like an hour.
No,
You know, play your favorite
no,
tracks, talk about why they're your
no.
favorite tracks, try and introduce it.
I'm not going to do that. I know my focus is. I'm going to focus on the music from 1950 to 2000. The really great music,
Brilliant.
and
That's
now
a great
it's
idea.
going to be whatever the hell I want to play. You'll hear ska or
Yeah,
ska
that's a great
punk
idea.
here
But here's the thing,
and
Kenny.
there.
Kenny,
You'll hear
though,
everything.
aren't you going to run out of music? Well, my point was is that aren't you going to run out of stuff, seeing you only like two genres of music?
No, I like many different genres, multiple.
Okay, that's good then.
Yeah,
Right.
there's lots of different genres from 1950 to 2000. Too many.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and
Too many. Right. We
that would
should
be a
cull them.
Thursday. Friday would be strictly 70s punk and new wave. Yeah, that
I
would be
see.
Friday. Yeah,
That's brilliant. That's a great
yeah.
idea. I'm looking forward to it.
If they go, what about the later punk and later new wave? Only by requested. If you request a later punk soon, then you'll probably hear you'll have to request audience would have to request a later new wave. Like if they go, we want your culture club, then somebody will have to want to hear Gnostic Front. That's the way it works, or something like that.
But what about this as well? Like, what about a show where people introduce you to music? They suggest stuff that you listen to, and you tell them why you like it or why you don't like it. Or what about doing that as a segment in a overall show where it's got different segments? Or I can just see it the same. I mean,
I don't
you
know.
gotta. There's so much music. There's so much music out there, but
That's
I
but
feel like there's only so much music that you can be passionate about before it starts repeating. Do you know
I
what I mean?
know.
Before you go, oh shit, I've kind of run out of things that I really
No,
love to talk about.
no, I'm saying like
And then what that just my thing would be then is like, let's say I was in your position and I ran out of things that I was really passionate to talk about in music as in artists. The problem I would feel like the show would have is it would decline in quality because now I'm scraping
no,
for artists that I'm not really
no.
into. And
If you really saw everything I listened to, it's almost endless. I wouldn't run out. I like lots
great,
of
that's
different
awesome.
stuff. I wouldn't run out.
That's sick. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So when's this going to start?
I don't know. I have to master OBS first. And it's
What's
probably
OBS?
OBS, that's how you would play music on like
Oh,
and do
okay.
this. It
All
will
right.
be done through OBS. So I have to master that
Right,
first.
right.
So it's gonna be a while. And plus, well, after the end of the month into April, that's when spaces on like Twitter Live begin. So I'm gonna start learning before that. And I don't know when I'm gonna start all that, but it will probably start.
What is Twitter? What's Twitter Live? Is that like the new Periscope?
Yeah, sort of, but probably more professional, I'd say.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, better than that cesspool I call Periscope. That's what I call it. I mean, great community, but it's it's not that great for broadcasters.
Who are those people whose show you go on all the time? The music show. Those two, the guy and the girl.
I don't think that's a music show. I mean with the old guy sometimes?
Yeah, old guy and like a younger girl. Maybe I just tuned in when you were talking
Yeah,
about music.
yeah.
I assumed it was a
We
music
were
show.
we were just talking like yeah, that's my friend Red McInnes. He interviews people. He mostly did a thing called News for the Left. That was his Periscope thing. Now he interviews people a lot. He's cool, man. He gets high sometimes.
Is that your criteria for someone? What do you think about people who don't
No,
smoke weed? Do you think they're
that's
well?
not
No, wait. Let me rephrase that. Let me
that's not a
rephrase that. What do you think
criteria.
people?
I stopped. So
I was only joking. I was only joking. Yeah,
yeah.
but what do you think of people who can't handle smoking pot and they call pot smokers losers?
I don't know. Seems like they might be the loser. There you go.
Right, because they can't handle it, right?
I can handle it. I just choose at this time not to do it.
Absolutely, yeah, but you can handle it. That's the point.
I feel like I do it too much. I get into it too much. That becomes kind
Have
of.
you ever seen? Oh, sorry. Go on.
I like to be able to go to a place like the guy you idolize, Mr. Ian Ellis, right? Or even Rev.
Right.
They're in Illinois. They can just walk up to the joint and be like, yeah, I just want a joint for the weekend. That's what I like to do. Like Ross is going live. I want to toke up and enjoy the Ross show, maybe participate or not. Depends on if it looks really interesting.
What is your predicament? Are you in the kind of place where You don't have like legal stores or anything where you can just go and buy like just a
No,
little bit? Do you not like having a big amount around because you feel like you're going to be smoking pot all day, sort of thing? And
no, it's just I don't want to do it every day.
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah,
that's what I was kind of asking. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It becomes pretty counterproductive.
No, I haven't.
No.
I'm responding to aggro. No, I haven't aggro. So I'll have to check that out. Okay, down. I haven't checked out AFI that somebody in Periscope suggested the other day, and they're kind of an old like psychobilly bands or something. No, I have to go check all that out. I will.
What's your favorite era of punk music?
70s.
70s. What's
Definitely.
your favorite punk band of the era?
Uh, you mean a band that was under the umbrella or a band that was punk? Because there are lots of different
No, I
bands
mean
in
like
those.
what? Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of derivatives of it, right? So,
Yeah, I
what's your
mean,
by what you would consider to be true punk? What would be your favorite like pioneer of the genre? Something that is like, yeah, because the '70s is the era where it's being pioneered. So,
probably
well, who do you
probably
think shine
probably the Stooges for a punk band, but
the Stooges?
there but probably I'm ruining the Blondie, and that was a band just in the
Yep.
scene, and I'm considered excellent punk band either. Yet they were a band in the scene, and they're really awesome.
Yeah.
Right, and even like the New York Dolls wouldn't consider even themselves punk. They said we're just
Right.
like a rock band, man. Right. Yeah, and
What
they're great.
What do you think of say? Do you feel like punk music at any point is better or weaker? Say, I don't like it where it went in the '90s onwards. I don't like that sing-songy punk like Millencolin. I hate that shit. You know?
Well, like yeah, I can see people not liking pop punk, but really the whole concept of that, in a sense, if you look at the origin of it, if you looked it up, Googled it, the Ramones are the origin of it. Look at their influences, their writing. It's like real romantic stuff, and it's based on their pop influences. If you even look at Brits Creek Bop, it's the same chord progression as Saturday Night by the Bay City Rollers. Yeah, it does. And I saw a brief documentary pointing out that point, and Johnny Ramone, they interviewed him obviously before he died, and he pointed it out. Yeah. So they really like bubblegum pop, and they also liked the Stooges and things like that. So
For
why use
sure. Do
pop
you
punk?
agree?
Is because of
So, do you,
them.
would you agree with? Would you agree with Jello Biafra from the Dead Kennedys in his assessment of punk in saying it's more of an aesthetic and a state of mind and a core values rather than one individual look or sound? You know, it's actually more of an attitude overall, punk, instead of a look, instead of a sound, you know. So you can't quite pinpoint punk as being just one thing. Would you agree with that?
In a sense, but uh, I don't completely agree
So,
with it. But
well, let me give you the example. Have you ever heard of a guy from Chicago named Wesley Willis?
no, no,
So there's a
never.
guy that was signed to Jello Biafra's label after the Dead Kennedys. He was a homeless guy who was schizophrenic, and he wrote like over 1,000 songs. But what he used to do was get his keyboard and just press the demo song that just plays, so you don't even touch the keys. It's just he's a schizophrenic man, and he used to sing these ridiculous songs. And Jello Biafra was saying about his music that it is the most punk music on earth because of how do-it-yourself it is, because
Yeah,
it's so original. It's got no heavy guitars, it's got no thrashing drums, it hasn't got any of the sound of punk, but what he's doing is punk. Would you agree with that? That's more what he was getting at, is that
right.
punk is
But in a sense, Well, I agree with a lot of the people from the 70s that, trust me, every band, even the punk bands back then, wanted to make it. So this whole conceived notion of it's selling out, it's so fucking inventorial. Every band, the Ramones, all of them wanted to be successful. Every. Yep. Every. I talked to the
Right.
guy.
Now,
Yeah. Every
see, I
one of
agree
them.
with that, but I
Every.
think
Even
it's
Iggy
kind of like,
Pop. All of them.
look, I agree with that, but when what it comes down to is that you got to think of the people who get into the music right from the start. So your hardcore fans that are there from the beginning, they're buying what you're selling. As in, when you're telling them, "Fuck the man, we don't give a fuck about the system, and we don't give a fuck about making it or not. We're punk. We're in the gutter. We're in the streets." And then you go and sell out and start producing music specifically for a new audience, just so you can put food on the table. So it's the expense of your art, and it's like, well, how do we buy
Yeah,
into what you say
but
now? Everything you
that
say
whole
is suspicious.
thing, you're selling out if you become successful. That's what the hardcore guys laid out. The punks from the 70s, they all like outside the hardcore guys, they all wanted to make it. They all wanted to become huge. The Ramones whole wanted to be, I read a book about the Ramones, they wanted to be heavy metal bubblegum. They wanted to be huge. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, but this is the thing about the Ramones is they did it all themselves their own way, and they didn't give into any pressure to change their sound. They just did what
No.
they wanted to, and it worked. It worked for them. They had their own sound, they had their own thing, and that worked, and it was successful. What would have sucked is if a record company had said, "Hey, say, you just want to do another 5 albums, you have to start doing this with your music,"
Right,
and they
right. But
went,
I'm just
"Yeah, no
saying,
worries."
but
That would be shit.
also look at Blondie. Blondie experimented and Blondie and the label would said to them, well, this like they did the tide is high, and the label was like, yeah, that's not gonna sell, that's not gonna do anything. Like, yeah,
See,
boy,
but
were
I
they
think,
wrong.
Kenny, I think you're mainly naming exceptions to the rule here. These people, like what I was saying, is
No.
that like they had already made their own sound and they already had their own thing. And that became successful because it was original, and they didn't need to tinker with their sound. Everything they did, it all fell into place for them. So it's easy for those sorts of people when they're making they're doing what every artist wants to do, those artists you named. All they did
Yeah.
is what they wanted to do and it paid. But that's not the same for a lot of artists. And a lot of artists will give over their integrity as artists to make money. They will change their sound. They will they will cave into pressure from, well, back then it used to be labels had that power over you, to say, hey, you want to keep making money, then you start doing what we tell you to do with your sound. So those people you named, like the Ramones and Blondie, they never had to do that. They didn't have to change because they ran the show. Because you can't turn around to the Ramones and go, "Oh, how about you start putting in a fucking string quartet and like a 4-piece horn section?" It's not going to work. And the Ramones, they have the luxury to turn around and say, "Go fuck yourself," because they are selling themselves.
Well, you can
They don't
say
need
the
to be dolled up
same.
and marketed.
You can, well, I would say the same thing. People have cried, or people have said to me, friends of mine cried. They didn't say the actual band. They cried like, that the Mighty Mighty Boston sold out. I don't think they did in a lot of ways. Dickie's proud of the impression I get. I think he should be. That didn't even make the top 40. So how are they selling out? The sellout really, if you look at the chart wise, is 20-1. Anything before that, you're not really selling out. Nope. That
Okay,
thing's,
so I could speak to that for sure. I
I'm
mean,
saying that song stalled at 64. It's not really sellout because of MTV. It looked like it
sometimes
was.
artists, I completely agree with that because
Yeah.
sometimes artists just happen upon making a song, like let's say the Mighty Mighty Bosstones with that Knock on Wood. Okay, it's
Yeah.
so catchy that people loved it when they heard it. It's one of those songs where you can hear it and it'll be stuck in your head after one listen. it's a perfect formula for a pop song because it has the hooks of it, the trombone lines, the horn section. It's so impressionable upon first listening, you know. So they didn't really sell out. They just wrote a song that had mass appeal. That's not the fault of the artist. That's actually a credit to the artist.
Yeah.
So I would agree with you there. Yeah.
Right.
What are some cases of what you would consider selling out as an artist? As in they sold out their what they were selling as an image turned out to be all bullshit. And they gave it up, and
I could do another cry of sellout when let's see, on Ride the Lightning, what was that song with the like ballady opening? Fuck. They cried. People were crying sellout. That hold on, I could actually go get it.
What track? What track are you talking about? I can't really remember the tracks off Ride the Lightning very well. Like I know all of the tracks, but not the names.
Okay, I can look up here.
It's been that long. It's so long since I've heard the album.
I will. Yeah. They produce that album themselves. It's the only one thing that you'll see like who produced it. Metallica solely produced that whole album themselves. In Denmark.
Are you sure you're not thinking of And Justice for All?
No. I'm not. When Okay, here we go. Yep. That's the first time they made a video. Okay, here we are. Fading in. It was. Fade to. It was.
Fade to Black.
Yeah, for that fucking intro. Like you're experimenting.
Yeah.
And, right.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Nobody cried sell out the Slayer when they had the slow tempos. But yet they have this like little intro. Right. And you're selling because they're evolving, they're selling out. No. Right.
Yeah, but I don't know.
They're evolving as artists. They're not selling out. They're like experimenting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a whole list of artists I could name that they're Australian artists and smaller artists that, you know, they put out
JK,
one or two albums.
What's up, man?
They put out one or two albums that are really good, and then as soon as they build up a bit of an audience, they play to that audience, and it ends up watering down their product.
No,
you know, and
I think Metallica.
I can think of a ton of them. No, I'm not talking about Metallica, but I can think of a ton of artists that have done that. Their best album to their first.
Outside of the first album, the one Rick Rubin, because he kind of like he likes to solely produce by himself, pretty much, right?
Yep.
They have co-produced everything that came out. All right, they switched producers, but what you don't understand about why they started to have that not fresh sound. Bob Rock, he mostly worked with Bon Jovi and Motley Crue, so it's not like he's working with thrash bands. So their sound changed a little. They got a new producer. The producer kind of gives you your studio sound. Right. It's going to change.
That is the producer. The producer's job is to shape the sound of the work.
Yeah.
They're in control of the recording. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So what do you think about Injustice for All? Do you know the story behind that album about how Lars requested that the bass be dropped completely out of it, the bass guitar, which is why when you listen to it, there's no bass guitar in it. It's very, very faint, and it sounds. There's a lot of kick drum. Is it Jason Newsted who was the second bassist?
I think they remastered it and they put bass back in it. I have a remaster.
No, that was a fan that did that. A fan did it.
Oh.
A fan recorded his own bass lines to the album and put them in himself and just released it because people were so confused as to why the album had no bass guitar the bass guitar is very, very faint. You kind of have to listen to with headphones.
Yeah.
And it was Jason Newsted talked about it recently, and he said it was done because the Cliff Burton had died, and he was the new Bassett, and I think it was done as a kind of a fuck you to him by Lars because, well, who knows? He's petty, I guess. I don't know why the other band members wouldn't put their foot down and say, no, that's insanity. That's stupid. Listen to the mix. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know. They all must suck Lars's dick or something, man. Like
I don't know.
He's got something over him. Why wouldn't they step in?
I don't know. You'd have to ask them, man. I have no idea.
I guess I would. No, you.
No, you. All right. They now have beer. Well, they've got charity. They've got their own beer. Enter the night.
Oh, God.
Enter the night.
What? No.
Yes. I've seen this. My friend Ryan A. had it.
So let's go back. Let's talk about Metallica selling out then. Metallica are the ultimate sellouts. When is enough?
Yes,
they are.
They've ever sold out.
Yes, they have. They definitely watered down their sound to pander to the success they got. That album, Reload or Load, whatever, had Enter Sandman, or is what album had Enter Sandman?
That was the Black Album. I think.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the end. That album.
No, I think they were just experimenting, and then they started to experiment more. You can experiment.
No, I think that what happened, Kenny, was that like they got some success and they analyzed what was successful about them, and they started pandering to that sound.
No,
and it worked. But that to me is selling out.
I think you're allowed to change your sound from time to time.
You are allowed to change your sound as long as it's true to yourself.
All of the big four bands change their sound, change in one way or another at a point. I don't think any of them.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm definitely not disagreeing with you at all. But I think that what they went from and what they went to is a stark difference in quality. I think that once they got enough money in their pockets, they had that that artist syndrome where you got food in your stomach now. You're no longer a hungry artist. You got nothing to prove. Yeah, I've seen it happen time and time again.
I'm saying,
Kenny, I'm sorry, Ken. I didn't mean to upset you over Metallica.
No, I'm saying I don't believe they've sold out, and I don't think they have either.
But what? I'm
saying what they did for the fans later on. They gave us a music fest that they actually sunk their own money to, and
that's cool. That's good.
They put their own money into. They would have it every year, but they didn't even break even. If they said if we broke even, we'd have it every year. They didn't. They were losing money on it.
Kenny, that's the thing. I would argue that when you're billionaires, you should be able to do that to give back to your fans for making you billionaires. You shouldn't be looking at constant.
They're probably millionaires.
I think that brand is worth $1 billion at least, or if not 500 million. It's enough. That's what I'm saying. When is enough enough? Why? Why do you have to constantly? Why the beer? Why do you need a beer? More money?
No,
do you have to keep
charity.
watering down?
Money does go. They do have a charity.
Okay. My apologies. Yeah, that's great.
They also have.
Ken, I might have this all wrong, man.
Okay, you have it
wrong. I might have this all wrong. Yeah.
They also have blackened American whiskey that goes to charity too.
That's cool. That's good.
And I can't find the beer or the whiskey in my area. I hope one day I'm able to find it. So I do want to try.
It's not going to be any better than like bottom shelf fucking bourbon or whatever it is.
I don't know.
It's not going to be any better than Jim Beam. It's not going to be any better than Jack Daniels.
I don't think it's a bourbon. I don't think it's a bourbon. It's
Isn't that what you used to call whiskey over there?
I think it's going to be blackened American whiskey. I'm saying that.
Yeah, I thought American whiskey is bourbon.
There's all kinds of different whiskeys. There's all kinds of.
I know there's different kinds of whiskey, but I thought that bourbon on our labels it says bourbon American whiskey on all of our bourbons.
All right, and J King is right. There's a big difference between billion and million. That's right.
Yeah, but when is enough enough? What's the difference between 1 billion and 500 million to your stomach and being fed, putting your kids through college? What is the when is enough enough? Why do they have to keep watering down their fucking image and their brand? Like that's what I mean. Like, why can't they
Yeah.
just focus on
Well,
putting
well,
out good music?
right. Well, they put together a concert film with a narrative, and they sunk like a bunch into that. But it only played for 2 weeks because they didn't know that you had to put like 30 something million plus out for advertising.
They
Right.
didn't know that.
Yeah, and they consulted with a third party, like a Hollywood person, but then they would lose creative control if they brought them in, right? And they didn't want to lose that.
I don't know. That's kind of a bitch move, I reckon. Metallica should be the ones calling the shots. They should be
Right, right,
the
right.
agency should be lucky to work with Metallica.
No, I'm saying like, so they didn't want to do that, give up creative control. So it played for 2 weeks. I saw it during the second week. It was great. Yeah, it was a concert film, and then it had a narrative, and it had an actor in it. And at their festival, they did. It was I think the 25th or something anniversary of Kill Them All. So they did Kill Them All on a really small stage around dusk, and it was under the character's name, is under the hand, and the banner on the really small stage, the Metal Up Your Ass, the original title. That's pretty cool. I think I missed hit the lights, but I ran right over and I didn't miss the second song.
Do you have a metal up your ass T-shirt, Kenny?
No. It'd be cool if I got one later. I've got a few Metallica shirts. I'm cool.
What's your favorite Metallica album? If you had to pick one, let's say top three. What's your top three?
All right. Number one would definitely be Master of Puppets. Yeah. I would say I really like the S&M one now. With strings.
Yeah, I know the one. Yep, that's
Yeah,
that's a non-choice.
I'm getting into progressive rock a lot, so yeah.
What
And
kind of bands?
what?
What kind of progressive rock bands do you like?
I like Rush a lot. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
sad that I wish I got into them, really into them a lot earlier, because just as I got super into it, Neil Peart died. It sucked.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, well,
Have you ever heard? Have you heard King Crimson?
Yes, I've heard King Crimson. They're pretty good.
Yeah, they're brilliant. I
Okay,
really
also,
like their.
I also like Ride the Lightning a lot. So there we go on that.
Okay. There we
Yeah,
go. Top three, eh?
I got to hear Ride the Lightning all live. They did it backwards.
What? Well, they just did
Yeah.
the songs backwards, or they did the songs in reverse order.
Yeah, and they never played what's that fucking song? He's never played Escape. It's kind of like a song that he wrote and never played, and then was like, I never want to play that live. It's the album. He had to play it live. We're doing the whole album. So that night at Orion Fest, we were the one and only audience that ever got to hear Escape. That's pretty special.
That is special.
Yes. The next night.
Why doesn't he want to play it?
What?
Why won't he play that song?
I don't know. You'd have to ask James Hetfield. Some songs, I think I saw in the interview, some songs you just write and then
Well, he
So
might
that
not
was,
like it. He might not like
yeah.
it anymore. You know.
Right, yeah. Some songs you just write and you don't want to play live. There you go.
I
But
don't
he
like
had to.
songs that I wrote yesterday.
I'm just saying, like he had to play it live.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
obligated.
the next night, they did the Black album in reverse, and the only difference is it on the screens when you look up, it had better art. That's the only difference. And they did 3 sets a night with the album in the middle set, in the second set. It's
What?
pretty cool.
How long were the sets? 2 hours.
Like the whole thing was probably like 2 something hours. It's pretty good. And the whole fest wasn't that bad price wise. It was 2012 and 13. If you got the early bird for the whole weekend, it's $150. Not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, one was in Jersey near Atlantic City, and one was in Detroit. I went to both.
What's the best live music show you've ever been to?
Been to so many. I
Any
don't
one in
know.
particular?
I don't know.
One that stands out?
Maybe the first time I saw Alice Cooper, it was like I never seen anything where there was a snake around the guy's neck, and he decapitated himself, or it was like a fake decapitating, but the blade misses his neck by that much. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And there's like a doll of a dead chick. I mean, or supposedly dead, but there's all kinds of stuff going on there. That was pretty mind blowing right there. The first time I saw that.
What was it? Do you think it was like the theatrics that made it stand out? Like it was an actual live show, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, that was pretty cool. I don't know what else. I'd have to really think about it.
What about festivals? Have you ever been to like one festival in particular that stood out above the rest?
I only been to the 2 Metallica ones. I mean, I used to go to like a psychobilly barbecue festival thing every year. They had it for a couple days in Brooklyn. I wouldn't go to all of them. I go like one day.
I gotta admit, I'm not much on going to live shows, hey, because like I don't really remember them, so I don't see the point. And I also like the studio albums way better than I like the sound of live music. I think the sound of live music, unless it's in a really good theater or auditorium, it sounds like shit.
Goodbye, J King. Well, I know you're saying like I saw Bob Dylan with a friend of mine, right? And yeah, for Bob,
hey, I've seen Bob Dylan too, Kenny. I've seen him too. He's horrible live.
Yeah, all right.
The worst concert I've been to.
I'm saying like I saw Van Halen. It was pretty fucking cool. I'm saying like they did 30 movies. They've never done 30 movies for anyone. They saved it for us. They've never done that song ever before. Nope.
So, hey, would you agree with this? Would you agree with this about Bob Dylan? I don't know about when you caught him, but I saw him at about 2002 or 3, and he seemed like he was just going through the motions. He didn't give a fuck. That's what I'm talking about, artistic integrity. Like, why are you selling me this? I've come here expecting to hear. But this is the thing, man. I bought a ticket to that event expecting to see the best he could give. I'm not
Yeah,
asking him to go back 30 years and give that energy, but give the best performance a 70-year-old Bob Dylan can give. But instead, he just went out there and half-assed it, and it had no passion.
I'm
I
saying,
couldn't
like,
even recognize most of the lyrics.
well, I'm saying I've talked to older people that saw him like years and years ago, and it was the same. He's not good live. Period. My mom saw
Yeah,
him.
he sucked.
My mom
Right.
saw him before he's really anything, and it still was that good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the people that recorded his live stuff, like, call him on the good night. For him, it's hit and miss.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things you can do with a live album to sweeten it up, like you can make studio stuff sound live. You can just record the vocals in an empty auditorium and just layer them over. Like, that's so easy to manipulate live stuff to make it sound better. But that's another thing too, is like if I'm hearing a live Bob Dylan album, I want it to sound like shit because he sounds like shit. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be sweetened up because now you're selling me a live thing that isn't actually real. It's not how he sounds live. He sounds like shit. So why should the live album sound all right? It's because So I want to also ask you about, like, have you ever been to a gig? For instance, I saw Tool in 2005, and it was one of the worst gigs I've ever been to because the sound quality of the venue was horrible. Like, I couldn't even, it was just this big swelling reverberation, and all the guitar chords kind of just mashed into this big wave of distortion. You couldn't understand the lyrics, even though you knew the songs. It was the venue had made the gig so bad.
I can say that I saw a band. I saw them I saw Suicidal Tendencies at Metallica's Rhymefest. They sounded great. Then they were opening up for the reunion of the Misfits, right? And they must have brought the worst sound guy in the history of sound because it fucking sounded muffled. And I'm like, I missed most of Murphy's Law set, but the few tracks that I caught, I didn't know they were playing for a whole hour, right? But the few tracks that I got, I'm like, this little hardcore band that only plays like big shows if they're doing a favor, like, oh, we really need you to open up for us at this arena. And they're like, all right, man, we know you. We'll show up, right? Right. And they sounded great, and they're this hardcore group, and yet, Suicidal Tendencies had the worst sound ever. It's all muffled, and I've seen it, and I can only make out maybe one song, Institutional.
Yeah. Isn't that the worst? Like, but isn't it terrible?
Misfits,
I had that thing.
The Misfits sounded great, except for maybe a couple intros, and that's about it. And Defcom's ripping, his mic was fucked for half the song, but the rest he had no problem at all. Yeah, and he's able to save it, and it was great. He kicked ass.
Right.
And true, some people were complaining you can't use your phone right when we were there because he doesn't like pictures and all that. But, the kind of show he gave us, we forgot about that because you couldn't hold your phone and take a picture because he'd go to the side of the stage or middle of the stage, have us do the, oh, and there's a lot of that in his music. There is a lot of that.
Yep. Yeah, it sucks when you go to a gig like the Bob Dylan one I was talking about and the Tool one. I know all of the songs that they were playing, or the majority of them, at least. I knew all of the Tool ones, but I couldn't make any of them out. I knew them all well, but the sound was so bad that I couldn't actually go, oh, that's this song.
Yeah.
That's the worst. It's stupid maneuvered. Dinko Maninko.
I haven't had that much experience.
So what other genres are you into, Kenny?
Lots of
like
stuff.
What would be
blues,
yeah, I know,
jazz,
but lots of stuff is
blues, jazz.
Do you like Herbie Hancock?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best gig I ever went to was Herbie Hancock in 2007. It was in this beautiful theater. Yeah, and he had this guy Vinny Colaiuta playing drums, who played with Frank Zappa, and that it was fucking amazing. Like the musicianship was so tight. It was like he did these encores playing what did he play? Chameleon on a guitar, which was so cool to see. Like, yeah, it was just like an all around. It was a dream because I'd grown up listening to all that like jazz and funk stuff, and like a lot of the musicians that were in the group I already knew from other groups and bands I'd respected.
I'm a big fan of Parliament. I got to see them twice. P-Funk, they're pretty cool.
Of who?
P-Funk,
Who?
Parliament Funkadelic.
Ah, Parliament rule, man. Yeah, they're sick. I love funk music, man. I think it's like probably the greatest genre of music. If you can't, like, if you can sit still through a Parliament song, like, and not at least tap your foot, like, you're dead. You must be dead. I don't know how anybody could listen to Parliament and not at least acknowledge that it's probably like the most playful and fun sounding music you could make.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like it. It's cool.
Brilliant, yeah.
Yeah, I think what's up, Queer Foss?
All right, Kenny, I got to jump off, mate. I got some painting I got to do. I've been putting off.
Man. All right, later.
All right, dude. I'll catch you. It's nice. Thanks for having me on, man.
Yep. All right.
Catch ya.
Yeah. All right. Oh, I was gonna go into like yeah, I'm probably gonna end this soon. Hey, all right, later, Kaz. Known as all right, that's cool. Okay, guess everybody's leaving. It's long, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's a Wednesday. It is, yeah. All right, everybody tune into Ross's at 10 tonight now, 10 p.m. Yeah, I'll be on presidential dress and all that stuff, and just a hang after that. So that's the way that's gonna go. I think I'm gonna end it now. It's been long enough. All right. All right. I'll check you guys. I put the link up there, the Patreon. Well, I'll be putting in all kinds of chats. Maybe somebody will subscribe. I hope somebody does. I mean, join. That's cool. I'll get out there to hustle and bustle. All right. And I will probably have a comic book trivia one night. I don't know when. I'll see when my friend wants to do it. It'll probably be via Haps or something like that. All right. All right, I'll see you guys on Ross's. I'm kind of tired. I got to be up early for the bug guy. So I'm probably going to go sleep soon. Peace. Later, guys.